Hello YouTube, this is Adam with the KTK 605 channel, and I'm going to do a review here on some survival products. I purchased these products from Ranger Rick is his name. I believe he lives in Italy, and he is an American veteran. And he's got a website. It is survivaloutdoorskills.com. Survivaloutdoorskills.com. And of course, I learned from him from watching YouTube videos. But this little package of stuff can fit in your pocket. And apparently, these few items here can help keep you alive, or keep you alive for a couple days or so. I'll go through each little item here and tell you a little bit about it. But Ranger Rick, he sells these on his website in different packages. Excuse me. One or two of these were extra. I think this is a fishing. This is not the fishing. Yeah, this is the fishing kit. This was, I believe this was one of the extras. I believe. Maybe that was the only extra. I can't remember. But in either case, all of this came from Ranger Rick. And I'm told that he will put these things together, all these neat little tools together, and when he sells X amount of them, he'll donate X amount to our military personnel overseas. So that's really awesome. So the more we buy from him, apparently the more he'll give away to the guys and gals that really need it. So so we'll just go over some of the things here. This is just a little tiny knife. It's a tiny knife. And man, is it tiny. Look at that thing. Just a little bitty booger. Looks like something a 3-year-old should be carrying. But I've listened to Ranger Rick talk about this knife. And when you don't have anything else, this is going to come in handy. And I would agree. When you have nothing else on you, this little knife will be like a godsend. Yeah, it's made in China. It is stainless steel. It's not much to it really. This is plastic. It is kind of sharp though. It's sharp enough to cut you, sharp enough to cut something. So it's got the little serrated edge on it here, okay, and a straight edge here, and it says Ridge Runner. Just a little tiny knife, but hey, sometimes that's all you need is a little tiny one. Okay. And here we have a glow-in-the-dark whistle. Okay. Glow in the dark, so if you drop it and it's dark out in the woods, obviously you can find it. And if you are calling for help or need a signal for some help, you've got something to make some noise with. So that's pretty awesome. And here we have some flint and magnesium to start a fire with. You know, I have not. I just want to go to the woods and just test out some of this stuff. Go fishing and stuff, just to play with it. And you know what? You should. Whatever survival tools or prepping tools that you have, you should have some practice tools and go practice with it. If you need to practice starting a fire, practice starting a fire. If you've got some firearms, practice with those firearms. Practice, practice, practice. So between the flint and the magnesium in this knife and some flammable items, you've got a fire, which is great. Keep you warm. And what's next here? We've got some orange duct tape. You know, a lot of this stuff is new to me. You know, I've never been in the military, so I'm always still learning. My dad did 20 years in the Air Force, but I'm always still learning from everybody else. But I imagine this orange duct tape would come in handy if you needed to be visible, perhaps, and maybe you wanted to be found. You could unroll this stuff and illuminate yourself a little bit. So we got some duct tape, and this is, I hate to open this and not use it, but I've done it before, so I'm going to do it again. Looky there. You see that? It's a condom. And you know what they use this condom for? He uses it for water. You know, you can open this thing up, put some water in there from a stream or whatever type of water source you have. And, if you're stranded out in the woods somewhere waiting on somebody to come save you, you can at least stay hydrated. Okay. And I have not opened it up any further than that, but we've got some fishing gear in there. Which is really neat. You know, they have these little hooks you just you can attach to a stick, run the fishing line through the little hooks, and bam, you've got a fishing rod, and you can eat for the night. I mean, absolutely great. So we did the knife. Let's see here. Let's do the signaling mirror. This is the signaling mirror, and it's wrapped in orange duct tape, but if you take the wrap off, it is 3 pieces of mirror, which is great because if you need to signal to an airplane or some type of aircraft flying over, or signal anybody, signal to somebody else in the woods, in the mountains, you'll get 3 different angles from these 3 different pieces of signaling mirror in here. It's not all one flat piece, it's 3 pieces, which means you potentially have the opportunity of signaling in 3 different directions at one time, which is fabulous. It increases your chances of being rescued. And here we have a small light. I don't know. Is this LED? I don't know. I can't remember from the website, but when it's pitch black out and this is all you have, I bet, look at that, see, look, I'm blinding you now, you can't even see now, can you see that? Right, so when there's nothing else out, no other light, and this is the only light you have, this is going to come in handy. Here we have a compass. You know what? It's not a high-tech compass, but man, it's a compass. Let's test it out here. It's saying that is north, and as I look out into that room, that is correct. That is north. Yes, it is. So it's not very expensive, but it does the trick. And here we have, I'm not going to unravel this, but this is, you can unravel it, and these 2 rings here, it extends out, and it's yay long, I don't know, 10 inches long, 12 inches long, but it's it's sharp, and you can use it for cutting wood. If you had to cut up some firewood, you just saw back and forth. You hold your foot down on the wood, you put this chain or this saw under the wood, and you go back and forth until you can cut the pieces of wood up. Of course, this is last resort type stuff here. When you don't have a chainsaw, when you don't have a large knife, when you don't have an axe, and you gotta stay warm, you pull out this little booger right there. And here we have, I believe this is last, here we have some 550 paracord, and I don't believe, I don't think this was attached. I attached it to this just to put it all together, but it is a bracelet. As you can see, I will pop it off here. Yeah, pop half of it off anyway. So you can wrap this sucker around your wrist and wear it like a bracelet, like a lot of guys do, and gals. I forget how many feet of paracord this is. I wish I had that number handy for you right now as we talk, but I do not. And but anyway, paracord. You know, I swear, 6, 8, 10 months ago, I didn't know what paracord was. I've never been in the military. And I know a bunch of you are going to think the same thing. What's paracord? Watch some YouTube videos on paracord, and if you are into or want to get into how to survive and survival skills and prepping skills, apparently paracord is a must-have. Apparently it has a million different uses, so you want to get some paracord. There's some other neat websites that I'll go over. Maybe I'll put them at the end of the video here. Some other folks that make some specific paracord products, which are just great. So that's that. This is these are products from Ranger Rick, and again, his website is survivaloutdoorskills.com, and he's got some other things on here. He's got some knives. He's got some pretty neat stuff on here, but just simple, easy to the point. You need to survive, and you don't have anything but what is in your pocket. These items can get you through the next couple days. With this paracord, you can build a shelter. With this prophylactic, with this condom, you can store some water. With the fishing equipment, you can eat. With this saw here, you can stay warm. You can signal for help with this whistle and this mirror, and you can find your way where you want to go, back home or wherever you need to go with this compass. And this knife can help you start a fire and stay warm. Everything you need, everything to help keep you alive when there's nothing else. Somewhere on YouTube I heard of a story of a gentleman who was really big into survival, and he knew what he was doing, and he was an airplane pilot, and everywhere he would fly he would have this bag with him, and it was just a small bag, but it had all the necessary equipment for him to survive for a few days. And he would take that bag religiously on every flight. He went everywhere. And apparently he flew a little small Cessna or whatever those little planes are, and he was flying some I can't remember who it was, an exec or somebody somewhere, and he had problems, and they had to land that sucker, and they ended up like crash landing, and he had his bag of stuff in the plane, but the plane apparently had, as I remember the story, it caught fire. And his one passenger was injured to the point where he could not make it out of the plane on his own, and he had to drag him out of the plane, and when he did, the plane was engulfed in flames and everything in there burnt up, including his survival equipment. Apparently, after that ordeal, they did make it, they survived. After that, he always had a package like this in his pocket. So no matter what happened, as long as he had his pants on, he had some supplies to survive. So I thought that was a neat little story. Okay guys, I appreciate you guys watching. Thanks for watching my videos. I appreciate it. Please subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Thanks.